What's up, guys? So, I'm gonna do a review on some boots. As you know, if you knew my channel before, I did a lot of gear stuff. Kind of doing the same stuff, but just mixing in stuff that is applicable to the training I do as well. So, and hi, Tigger. It's useful for you guys too because it's gear that's going to be related to the outdoors or training or the security work, what it might be. So, boots I've used in the past, and I believe I took a lot of this stuff down just because it was old and I wanted to freshen things up. But Carolinas, Merrells, I've used Dr. Scholl's, Skechers. I'm just thinking way back when I first started working and going out on my own hiking and stuff. Merrell's comfortable. My Rockports and Dr. Scholl's back in the day, they were what I had and they were fine. Whatever. My biggest advice when you were looking for boots or any footwear, go out, don't just listen to me or listen to anybody else. Go out and actually shop around and find what brands fit your feet best. For me, Carolina's my last pair of logging boots. They were actually my first pair of logging boots, and I had just thrown them out, and they were 7 or 8 years old. Beat to shit, dried out. I mean, they're old. Did everything from construction to working out in the yard to hiking, which I don't recommend because they were steel toes. But they were a good set of boots. Danner. I've had a lot of Danner boots, and these ones I'll go over are also Danner. Danner's become my kind of go-to brand. Quality, comfort, choices, you name it. Danner kind of has it. For me, personally, they have it set in stone. Had my nice pair of Danner logging boots. They were great. They were comfortable. Up until a month or so ago, the side stitching gave out, and they were 5 years old. Didn't last as long, but I also I did more hiking with those, so they were probably getting worn out in certain spots versus my other ones. I don't know, but they were good boots, and I would buy them again or recommend them again. My work boots I have at work, they are Danner Lookouts. 8-inch high boot. They're a black duty boot with a polishable toe. I'll bring them home one day and I'll do a review on those. But those are actually my second pair. My first pair I threw out this year. They lasted 4 years, or a little bit over 4 years, because I wore them all through my time when I was on the armored truck. I had one set of boots. They lasted me my whole time there. And finally, they gave out this year, started this year, and I tossed them out and bought a new pair of the same. I like them. So I'll do a review on those at some point. But today, we'll do a set of work boots / hiking boots. Actually, I have two pairs here, and one is more of a dedicated casual / hiking boot. This one is what I would consider a work / hiking boot. This is the Caliper So these are an 8-inch high boot. I've worn these probably for 2 weeks now, and they're a good boot. They're not a logging boot. They do have a nice 90-degree heel, so we'll kind of go over them from aesthetically on the outside. Then we'll go into the comfort, whatever. But we'll go over. Just do one at a time here because it's what I got. Aesthetically, they are a nice, just standard brown leather boot, full grain leather, upper. Yeah, hi Tigger. You don't want to smell these boots. They probably don't smell very good. But come here, bud. Down you go. Hopefully, you can see the stitching. There's a lot of triple and double stitching all around the boot. Nice pull tab in the back. Some people like these, some people don't. I do. I find having pull tabs on boots, especially where you can get your finger through it, helps get them on or get them off. Mostly get them on. This, unlike my set of login boots where it was a nice Goodyear well stitched sole, these are glued on soles. It's a soft toe, and rigidity wise, there's a little flats, but they're still a pretty rigid, stiff boot, which is good for a work boot. These for me right now are kind of a hybrid work boot / hiking boot. Here's a look at the tread. So not overly aggressive, but also not overly slick. So there's a decent amount of grip on the bottom, whether you're on pavement, concrete, dirt, mud. They will cake up on you, but most boots, unless you have a very wide, it's like tires. Unless you have a very wide tread, it's going to cake up on you. So you're going to have to just get used to kicking your foot every once in a while to get the mud off them. Nice Danner logo on the back on the heel. These are a size 9. I pretty much wear a 9 around the board. I'm only 5'7". I got a smaller foot. But they're speed laced. So depending on what I'm doing, I tend to take them off, still tied, because it's just easier to unlace them, kick them off. To put them on, they are fairly easy to tie. It's a little odd for me sitting down because I never tie my shoes sitting down. I always do it standing up. But to do it, very simple. Take them off and do that little speed lace thing. Pull it off. They got a Gore-Tex liner on the inside. Not a huge fan of Gore-Tex, but I've had the 2 pairs of duty boots, the logging boots, these boots now, and another set of boots below me here. So was that 5 or 6 pairs of these, or Danner brand boots, and they all use the same kind of Gore-Tex or proprietary type Gore-Tex. they keep your feet dry most of the time. Unless you're going up over the top of your boot, for the most part, your foot should be pretty dry. As a hiking boot, or I'll back up here for a second. As a work boot, I got soft toe. I don't do a lot of stuff currently where I really feel the need for a steel toe, and this, for me right now, I bought them as a hybrid work boot slash hiking boot, so I don't want a steel toe hiking boot. But they do make safety toes. I believe it's a composite toe for this style. And for whatever reason, if you needed a retread, Danner doesn't do it, but I'm sure you could take it to a local cobbler in your area and they could resole the boot as long as the leather stays good. For me, if I get a year or two out of these, I'd be happy. They're nothing too special. They're a pretty basic, everyday boot. They're comfortable. They have a, if I can get it out, they have interchangeable insoles. The one that's in it, good for now. It's still forming to my foot, so I've been wearing these every day, just around the house, around the yard, out doing errands, doing my everyday stuff. This is my boot. They're $170. Made in Vietnam. I'm sorry, Cambodia. I wanted to get American made, which Danner does a lot of USA made boots. I was actually looking at the Quarry. A little bit of a shorter heel, but still had a 90 degree type logging heel. And I like that not only for going through terrain, but when I'm on ladders doing construction, it was nice to have that kind of higher heel. You could lock into the run of the ladder. But any 90 degree heel is good for ladder work. Back to as a hiking boot, having the shorter heel, whether you're using snowshoes, crampons in the wintertime, it's going to help you out a little bit. The way the laces are set up, it's good for if you want to run gaiters. You have that ledge for your strap that goes under, and the lace up here for your hook. They work great. Personally, I'm a big fan of gaiters. They're a light boot too. If you're used to wearing like a logger or a more heavy duty type steel toe boot, this will be a nice change of pace for you, I believe. And it was for me. I don't mind wearing the heavier boot, but you get definitely more of a sneaker type comfort out of these. So, the Danner Caliper.